dynamic 15th Congress with all the different personalities? Well, first of all, it's going to be a learning experience for a lot of us neophytes, and I think there are more or less about 50 neophyte congressmen coming in. It's a good thing because, of course, as neophytes, we're very eager to learn, very eager to push forward our legislative agenda. So you'll see a lot of young blood na very aggressive, and also with everything high technology coming in, I think it's nice to have young blood. Like for instance, now in the Congress, you see people talking about highly technical matters like digital signatures, etc. And you have to be very you have to be very knowledgeable about information technology. A lot of congressmen have confessed that they're not that knowledgeable when it comes to IT.
They're dinosaurs.
Yes, so they don't even know how to turn on a computer or a laptop. But it's nice to see the 15th Congress coming in with very dynamic people, because more or less we have a good mix of people with different backgrounds, and I think if the House of Representatives will be the place or venue of different representatives of the people, then you have different sectors and different types of personalities, maybe perhaps representing different types of people.
I'm sure the question that will be asked by most people, the fact that your father was a majority leader and now is Speaker of the House, what will make you different from your dad, and what road will you follow? You were with Lakas, and obviously, I mean, it's so important to be with the majority at this given time.
Well, I think different congresses have different peculiarities and different occurrences and different situations politically. So I think that it's going to be a different Congress. We're going to be tackling different national issues, and so that in itself makes us different. Whatever our family background or our apelyido is, or our family name is, no? Each and every one of us, because there are a lot of second generation also in Congress, and you will see that the way they tackle the different issues also is different from their fathers or their mothers or their grandfathers, for that matter.
Now, how different is this Congress going to be? Because obviously what we have seen over the past 9 years of the Arroyo administration, they felt that, this Congress was so solidly behind the president. But you have an incoming president who will be declared in a few days, who may be different in terms of how he will deal with this Congress.
Well, on a personal note, this will be a first experience for me coming in Congress where a new president is coming. So I don't know how it will work out, but I suppose that at the end of the day, all the congressmen probably would rise above their petty differences and come to terms with the important national agenda in support of the president. I think that's how I look at it.
Which is, what's so important about this Congress? What would make it different? Partisanship should not really be the key, but getting together as a body for one common purpose.
Well, the work for the president is cut out for him. We have a lot of very important and significant agenda. I even suspect that the problems that will confront him will be very, very heavy, that he would need really the support of both the Congress, the lower house, and the Senate. And as I said, it's important that everybody hews to the common agenda. Otherwise, pagsasakripisyo yung tao. Initially, I'd suppose that may polarization yan. Initially, that's how I look at it. But at the end of the day, I think that, as I said, all will rise above their petty differences and then probably come to terms with whatever is important for the country.
Should it be a signal coming more from Congress or a signal coming from the incoming president? That, we have to set aside those petty differences.
I think both, Both, I think it's important for the president, also to be able to show some element of, unity and reconciliation with the entire country. We've just come out from a very divisive elections, and as leader of the nation, he should be the first one to take a healing stand so that we forget all our differences, as leader of our nation. On the part of Congress, I think we follow suit, whatever the president shows, whatever the president exhibits, we follow suit.
Congressman Montemayor, you were formerly an agriculture secretary. Your name has been mentioned that you could be one of the candidates for this portfolio. But looking at what the incoming president is really focusing on, what should be the agenda which Congress should push in support of, say, number one, food security, and then at the same time ensuring that the rice production is something that, will be on the upswing na walang importation siguro in a number of years, which, of course, kapag pinag-uusapan natin yung importation, it cannot be solved during the honeymoon period, di ba?
I'm glad you asked that question, Freddy, kasi naman, political differences aside, I think this is one area where there should be shall we say, a consensus, especially coming on the heels of the rice crisis in 2008. Everyone, I think, now realize that we have to have really a self-sufficiency, at least in rice, because even if you have the money, but the stocks of rice in the world market are not there, or the exporting countries, for example, like Thailand, are not willing to sell, magkakagulo pa rin kasi wala kang mabibili. So it's very, very critical to, in terms of national, let's say, even security, that we have our own level of self-sufficiency as far as rice is concerned. And Isabela, for example, is so critical to have that kind of a support for agriculture. So palagay ko pa naman, Freddy, especially if the President can lead that effort to really provide the resources needed for agriculture, we should be able to address that particular issue, especially in terms of infrastructure that are needed for food security in the country. But ang daming problema, hindi lang sa agriculture, pati sa, I'm sure, energy. Yung kuryente. We're facing the problem right now, and I'm sure if nothing is done within the next couple of years, lalala yung problema dyan. Ang daming mga dito sa urban centers natin, yung problema ng housing at saka security of tenure ng mga urban poor. So I think President Apparent Noynoy gave a special emphasis to this particular area of the urban poor, especially in the so-called danger zones. So, ini-expect po ng ating mga maralitang tagalungsod na magkakaroon po ng priority action yung Aquino administration dito rin po sa area po ng urban one.
No, Congressman Carlo, the Mindanao agenda is so important, and I think you were not yet born when the conflict started there, and perhaps you've seen that, so many governments since 1986 have been trying really to deal with the insurgency. That's one, communist insurgency, which you're experiencing in Davao City. Yes. And number two is, of course, the peace process with the MILF. Are you confident that, you as a new neophyte can really push that agenda, knowing that it's a new generation of leaders that are in Congress like you?
Well, I'd like to speak on behalf of the Mindanao legislators now, and we've been meeting for 2 meetings already. We've called a meeting between the Mindanao legislators in the House, and we've come to an agreement that as far as the agenda for Mindanao is concerned, we will be one cohesive unit, voting as a bloc and voting for and pushing forward our agenda for Mindanao. And it's been made clear that when Speaker Nograles was elected Speaker of the House, that was one of the things that we really pushed forward, that the Mindanao bloc in the House of Representatives will really take care of the concerns for Mindanao. And that includes these problems regarding the peace process and the problems regarding insurgency as well. And to be interesting to see kung ano ang magiging agenda ng new president natin when it comes to the peace and order situation in Mindanao and economic development also for Mindanao. You cannot have peace and order without an economic development agenda also. That has to go hand in hand. Peace and order plus economic stability in Mindanao.
Okay, we'll continue with Congress in Action after we pause for these reminders. We'll be back.
A new star is rising. The Bagong Nayong Filipino Entertainment City, Manila is a fully integrated resort complex developed by the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, a global company wholly owned and controlled by the government. Strategically located in the heart of Asia, it is an excellent family entertainment hub that will feature an array of premium attractions, including the warm, genuine service the Filipinos are known for. This landmark project heralds an exciting phase for tourism and investment in the Philippines and is spearheaded by a visionary leader.
The City Manila is set to become a key global destination. It will be our catalyst for economic growth and national development. You too can be a part of it.
For more information, please visit our website at pagcor.ph.
Cellphone ngayon, hindi lang basta phone. Pwede itong alarm clock, games, radio, video player, at camera. Lahat ngayon, all-in-one. Kaya ng bagong UMID-compliant GSIS e-card. Official GSIS ID pa din ito. Pero dahil nga Unified Multipurpose ID na, pwede na din itong ID para sa PhilHealth, Pag-ibig, at SSS. Isang ID na lang para sa lahat. Ang galing, ano po? That's the power of the new UMID-compliant GSIS e-card. Coming soon in GSIS enrollment centers near you.
Mga informasyon, haka-haka, opinyon at diskusyon ukol sa mga napapanahong usapin sa lipunan. Aming ilalahad tungo sa malaya at makatuturang pamahayag sa pagtutulungan ng National Press Club at NBN. Meet the Press.
We're back with Congress in action. Congressman Agabao, you know, you've witnessed so many changes already, I think, in the leadership. Not only once, and that's with
Speaker Nograles
and the Speaker Dividential. But given the fact that, you know, I mean, Lakas maybe have the numbers still in terms of those really who made it in this Congress. Don't you think that they will stay together and not expect defections and really slug it out for the speakership?
Well, I don't know. I don't belong to Lakas, so I can't speak for the first
but
place.
that dynamics is there.
Oh, well, ang dynamics, as we have seen in the past, no, it's so fluid. I mean, you cannot say for certain that one party is supportive of the speaker one day, no, because wala ang loyal. There are no fixed loyalties to begin with in Congress. Let me say that again. There are no fixed loyalties. No, the loyalty would go where the interest of each and every individual congressman goes. No, it follows. No, so back to your question. Will the entire, for instance, will the entire Lakas slate support a candidate for speakership coming from Lakas? I don't know.
But do you think everything is guided by what sort of benefits you can get
Exactly, that's
from?
my point. Exactly, that's my point.
Do you think pork is really very important?
Very important. Very important. Based on experience, that's the stranglehold of the president on the legislature.
But do you think that the incoming president would be the same as the outgoing president in terms of really ensuring that the pork can serve as a carrot? Or what?
Well, that leverage is always there for the president to use or not use. But I'd like to think that the style of the new president will be different. But as to how different it would be, remains to be seen, Freddy.
But where you are now, Carlo, and just you've been in a number of meetings with the hierarchy of the Lakas Kampi. What's the mood right now? I mean, is the party determined really to field a candidate? I know that the president may not run, but there are those who are, egging her to run.
We're on the phase right now of consolidating our forces, finding out who will really stick with Lakas, and that's what we've been doing right now. I don't want to give any more details, except that we're trying to come up with a consensus on what we're going to do when Congress opens. Number one, do we field a candidate for Speaker? If so, who do we field, and how are we going to do it? Are we going to add more people, recruit more people to move in with us and consolidate with us also in pushing forth this.
You think that the numbers will hold for you? Do you see a coalition with the NPC, which has been, I mean, the traditional partner of Lakas ever since?
Anything's actually possible. Anything's possible at this point in time, especially now that everything's fluid, even in terms of proclaiming the president. So